Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me is the PC Muscle Race, Mr. LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'?
No poll this week, LeRon, because the last two polls, nobody picked sleeves, and so...
See, it's time for me to start switching up the game on them.
Here, I mean, to be fair, before the show started, you did have a shirt on that had sleeves, and you changed.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We yelled at him for wearing sleeves. It's fine.
LeRon can never wear sleeves. It's just not possible.
Nope. Also joining us is the fabulous Nellie Lott.
Hi.
Hi, Nellie.
Howdy.
Crossroads represent.
This is twice this week for me. So, also joining us, special guest, Nick from WASD and Beyond podcast. One of my favorite, how do we say it? Indie podcast? I don't know. One of my favorite podcasts. Go listen to it. It's fun. Hi, Nick.
How's it going?
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm finally on a Boss Rush show. Now that we've actually been put into the network.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here too, man. It seems like every week I'm on the show. Like I see you somewhere in the chat, man. I love it.
I try to pop in.
Here's the thing. Diggity's been having way too much fun with WASD, and I feel left out. So I have to.
So you got to catch us at like a late night recording when I'm already like, I don't know how many IPAs and stouts in, and I'm just like loose at the lips. And I swear, I look over at Jeff, and he's just sitting there like, oh man, dude, just like pulling on his shirt, like we gotta end this. We gotta get these guys off our show. But it's always fun though.
Nick, why don't you tell everybody what your podcast is in case somebody out there is not listening to it, which should be.
Yeah, so WASD and Beyond is a podcast about gaming for people who just love gaming or hate it at the same time, right? So like we try to talk about as many topics as we can. Like we are notorious for not liking JRPGs, but we'll still talk about JRPGs and we'll still try to like be informative about them, right? But still kind of rag on them and just it's like a motley crew of podcasts. It's me, my friends Evan and Matt, and we just talk shit the entire time. So if you're trying to get onto listen to our show, what you should know is it's off the rails. So it'll be one topic that turns into three topics, and that three topics turns into six. And then at the end, we'll circle back, usually, in between inappropriate jokes and me talking about how I hurt myself that week. That's pretty much the show.
Sounds like a familiar notion.
Yes.
We start with the topic, especially with the one that's not here. Not going to name him, but, at that retro code.
Oh, damn. You just couldn't help yourself, could you?
I couldn't. Look, we got to start early, right? He's not here. He's working. I'm sure
Is he supposed to be here today?
No. Whenever he can. His work schedule's all messed up now because of people. So
right, gotcha.
Work is always. It's the great barrier to great content creation is just work. Let's all just quit our jobs and make great stuff.
I'm 100% down for that. We literally just said that on our last episode. I was like, I don't know why anybody right now would take a job doing anything.
Yeah.
When you don't have to.
Yeah.
I did it, so I'm kind of a hypocrite in that sense.
Yeah.
Because I just took a job. But like, no, yeah. Everyone quit their jobs. Let's all make content. See what we can do.
It's that terrible thing called bills that we all have to pay.
Come on, we're fine.
Unfortunately, this show does not pay for bills, regardless of how much money we're all making from it, right?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, man. Well, Nick, I'm excited you're here.
Absolutely.
We're gonna run through this housekeeping real fast, and then we'll talk about what we've been playing. This is the Boss Rush Podcast, a flagship show of the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we come together with our friends from around the internet to talk about video games and everything we love about them. You can follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Network, join the Boss Rush Games Discord, and email us questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, and ideas at bossrushnetwork@gmail.com. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, remember to leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps us out. If you're watching on Twitch, give us that follow. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. You can find us all and you can find all of our major shows on podcast services and on bossrushgames.com. Quick reminder, we are still looking for writers to join our writing team. Email David Lasby and Dan Murphy at opportunities@brg@gmail.com today if you're interested in building something better. They've really turned our website into something that people will go to. So,
fantastic.
I mean, that's the best compliment I think I can give it at this point.
Yeah.
So, it's still a really heavy work in progress, but that train is moving forward. And LeRon wrote about Nintendo, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
The Nintendo muscle race, dude.
Yeah,
you just had to do it, didn't you?
I did.
You just had to say something.
I did. Maybe you should start curling them switches instead of those.
PS5s.
Yeah.
PS5s give me a better pump.
You get a bigger pump curl than the Wii U's, man.
Yeah. Well,
Right
there
now,
he
I'm
is.
doing curling. Right now, I'm doing curling donuts.
Dude, donuts, there is nothing like a good donut. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Is that a Krispy Kreme?
It is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go, baby.
Also, apparently, that donut debacle that we had on Twitter. By the way,
Yes.
apparently, I'm the only idiot in the entire world that never heard any of these words before.
What did I miss?
Oh, it's on the Pow Block Twitter thread. It's a chocolate. It's a donut filled with cream, topped with chocolate icing. And on Nintendo Pow Block, I called it a chocolate cream stick because that's what they're called where I live. And everybody else decided to call it something different. And I'm like, I've never heard any of these words. Apparently, it's only a Northern Ohio term for this donut, and they have different names for this donut everywhere else on the planet. So, I stand corrected. No, I don't. They're chocolate cream sticks. They're delicious. So,
Good stuff.
Cream stick. It just sounds so dirty.
It does. I was
It
refraining.
does. I was trying not to go there.
I was doing my best, and then you did it. So now this is where we're at.
okay. When
I'm
you
not
say it
saying-
like
I'm not
that,
saying-
it's dirty.
I'm not saying you invented it, Corey. I'm just saying, why would they come up and call it that?
I don't know.
You know,
Sometimes when
another
it's filled with too much cream, it oozes out the back end of it.
It does, actually.
You know, another food item that sounds
boy.
dirty. When you never heard of it before, duck sauce. That sounds dirty.
Pigs in a blanket sounds dirty too.
It does.
That sounds dirty.
They are good though.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna kind of talk about what we've been playing a little bit here. Nick, we're gonna start with you since you're the guest.
Yes, sir.
What are you playing?
I just started the new Doom Ancient Gods Part 2 DLC.
Ooh,
And,
how's that?
It's fun, but the story's going great, right? But they just keep on making it harder and harder. And I think that's what they think everyone wants. And it's not, because the last one was hard. And then this one is like trumping that one. And I'm like, dude, it's great. Don't get me wrong. The Ancient Gods Part 2 is phenomenal so far. But it's kicking my ass. And I've had to just walk away a few times because I thought I was going to punch a hole through my monitor. I was like, dude, this close. So I had to walk away. Other than that, nothing lately. I was playing a lot of Rust for a minute there. I fell into a weird Rust hole for no reason whatsoever. And got griefed, called a bunch of bad words, and I went, you know what? Maybe this game's not for me, and I walked away.
Maybe this game's not for me. Yeah, Rust is an interesting one because that game's been around forever. I feel like it's just one of those games that won't go away, and it's kind of like it pops up when everybody just gets that same itch to play Rust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just feel like I've been hearing about that forever.
It's a cool game. The things you're able to do in that game are sweet. Like the crafting, the building, the mechanics of the game, it's sweet. It's not super polished, but it doesn't have to be. It's just the community is trash, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a trash community, jumps into your game at that point. That's what your game becomes as well.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. So it really sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of gaming communities at this point. It sucks. I'm going to be honest. I hate most gaming communities. So it's fine. It's fine. Is that all you're playing? Just that?
Yeah, that's all for right now.
I wanted to check out Doom. I actually re-downloaded Doom 2016 because I never finished it. Now that it's on Game Pass, and I've been playing through it a little bit at this point, and I suck at games, so I play every game on easy. But
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But
there's nothing wrong with that.
But to go back to you saying how hard this Ancient Gods DLC is like, I feel like people like Doom because of how fast paced and how kind of like the gore aspect of it, you know what I mean, and not how hard it is, right? I feel like that's Wolfenstein's thing, is like, oh man, this game is like crazy hard.
I agree with you on that 100%. I like Doom because I don't have to reload. I just go, kill, go through each stage, and I'm done with the game.
Yeah.
With story sprinkled in between, you know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty of Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Doom Eternal is a lot better than Doom 2016. So if you beat Doom 2016 and go into Doom Eternal, it's a lot better. It's more polished. They've added more systems to play with. It's great. They're great games, but it doesn't have to be that hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah. That kind of sucks for me. God, is that your third donut, LeRon? Jeez. Second on camera.
Games, though.
I just looked over. He had another donut.
I know. I just looked over. He's just like, oh, Doom. Oh.
I'm setting my camera off. I don't have to take this. I'm setting it off.
You've hurt his feelings. I don't like that. I like LeRon.
LeRon has no feelings.
Savage.
Oh man, Nellie,
Everybody's talking about games. I'm over here eating.
what are you playing?
I started over in 2 Point Hospital
Oh yeah,
since I killed all those patients.
yeah. Did you kill anybody yet?
Did they shut down your hospital? You killed 6 patients. Did they shut down your hospital?
No. I had to build back up reputation, but that was a lot for like the beginning of the game, so I'm just starting all the way over.
Oh man, that game's something I've been wanting to play for a while, but I just haven't.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. It reminds me a lot of The Sims.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I really was anxious to play it. But I'm going back to play Tomb Raider trilogy.
It's a great
after all
one.
of this.
It's a great one.
Let some of my anger out from classes.
Yeah. I don't think Shadow of the Tomb Raider gets enough love.
It doesn't.
Shadow's my favorite one, I think. Out of the
I think
trilogy.
my favorite is Rise, and then comes Shadow.
Yeah. I mean, Rise does a lot of cool things, and like I don't know. I just like the one area that, like, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of took what was great about Rise and the original and kind of morphed it into one game.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Tomb Raider doesn't get enough love. Also, $20 on Xbox and PlayStation right now, the entire trilogy with all DLC. So, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not bad.
Children.
Yay, kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to have another one. Can't wait.
Yay.
LeRon.
And, one more. I'm going to be starting Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh, the remake?
Remake, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy VII on the Vita, though. The old one.
Oh, why are you doing that to yourself?
Why?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't go back to the old school Final Fantasy, and this is before Final Fantasy VII Remake even came out. Like, I can't go back to it. I sank so many hours into the original Final Fantasy VII game that I'm over it. But I am loving the hell out of Final Fantasy VII Remake, though. I am enjoying that. It's the combat system that makes the whole thing so refreshing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you can move around now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what it reminds. What other older Square games does it remind me of? I want to say it reminds me of It reminds me of Secret of Mana loosely. That system.
I know you can move around in Parasite Eve. So.
Yeah, but Parasite Eve didn't. Parasite Eve, I feel like doesn't. The RPG aspect of Parasite Eve was definitely like the stats and all that stuff, but I don't think I think that was where it kind of ended. It was more of an action game to me, which I love Parasite Eve. Like after you get done with this Final Fantasy VII remake project, remake Parasite Eve.
And we are pushing for that so hard.
Just do us a solid. Put all three games in one package.
Just mash them all together.
Yeah, because the first was the wedding is supposed to be the prequel. Then Parasite Eve, then Parasite Eve 2. So
there's
just find a way to get.
There's, the third birthday too.
Third birthday.
Okay, yeah. Then just find a way to make all that in one package.
Just make it. Just do it. You know what? The other game that I think deserves a remake, kind of like Resident Evil, also is Dino Crisis, like the first one.
Absolutely.
Please do that, Capcom. Come on.
I can't believe that's not a thing yet.
Now here's a question for you guys: Which one did you guys like better, the first or the second one? Because I kind of go back and forth depending on the day of the week.
Did you not play the third one, the awesome one where you're fighting dinosaurs in space on Xbox?
No, I didn't have next. I don't have
that.
Xbox.
Happened.
I did not have Xbox.
That did happen. That was a game that exists.
What the fuck?
Really bad.
Wow.
Just watch the opening cutscene and you'll be like, nope, pass.
I'm doing it right after the show, and I'm
doing it like right now.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
I only played the first one though.
I only remember playing the first one.
Yeah, I played. I don't remember if I played the first one or the second one. It was whatever one was on Dreamcast is the one that I played.
The first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I played mine on a PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think it was on both.
Yeah.
But
the second one was more of a running and shooting game. They dropped the Resident Evil element of it, and in my opinion, I feel like it kind of made it stronger in certain regards.
Yeah,
like the tank controls from the original Resident Evil. Like, are you saying like that was dropped?
Yeah, they were practically gone. It was more of a run, run to certain points. And, and it just worked a little bit better, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
But then some of the survival horror elements kind of went by the wayside because there was more action. Like like you'd hit a scene and it was just wave after wave of dinosaurs coming at you.
Okay.
Anything else, Nellie?
Nope, I'm done. Sorry.
LeRon, what are you playing?
Currently, I'm still doing my run of Horizon Zero Dawn, and after we wrapped the Crossroads podcast Tuesday night, I just happened to see that Galatrad was streaming, and he was streaming Monster Hunter Rise, so he actually got me to jump in and do some multiplayer with him for a little bit.
Ooh, nice. How's that?
Yep.
How's that? How are you liking it? Because I re-downloaded the demo and I played for about a half hour.
Okay, here's what I want to make evidently clear, because remember last week on the Boss Rush podcast, like Ed was talking about how everybody's getting smacked around by the monster, by Magnum Malo. And I was telling them that, okay, for anyone who's never played these Monster Hunter demos, they always give you the most basic armor,
right.
But they always have you fighting the flagship, in the demos and stuff like that. Well, some people data mined the demo and found out that Capcom jacked up all of Magnum Malo's values. So you're fighting a super juice monster with really basic armor right now, and that's why everybody's having a bad time. So if anyone's out there listening right now, and you guys have been thinking about getting Monster Hunter Rise, but that demo kind of like puts you in your place, just know that's not the regular Magnum Malo. And also in the same regards, just realize by the time you actually get to your first encounter with that monster, you will have weapons and armor that can actually, I'm not saying you might beat him on the first try, but you'll have weapons and armor that will actually stand you up to it for a little bit. So
I'm wondering why Capcom would want to do that.
They do that, but I think there's a reason why though, because Monster Hunter had such a bad reputation outside of Japan. When you think of the first game, was basically sold worldwide, but it did so bad outside of Japan that we didn't see an actual Monster Hunter sequel until they started putting the Monster Hunter games on PSP, and that was a few years down the road. Like Monster Hunter kept doing its thing in Japan, so when these demos come out, it feels like these demos are meant for seasoned people that they know are going to get the game, but just want to see some preview content and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. I don't know for sure, like why Capcom does it like that. But I mean, anyone that played the Monster Hunter World, early event, for PlayStation Plus, they will remember that you had the flagship monster on that one, which was Nergigante, and yeah, like when people found out that there's a certain mechanic of the game where, like, if you play multiplayer, the stats of the monster, increase based on the number of players in there. When people found that out, they just started single playing it to beat the monster. Yeah, sir. Yeah, so there's always some funky thing. And there hasn't been that many Monster Hunter demos. There was a Monster Hunter Rise is a demo. Is the most recent demo. I believe before that there was a demo for Monster Hunter World. Yep, there was a demo for that one. And before that, there was a demo for Monster Hunter.
There was one for Generations on Switch.
There was one? Okay.
Because
okay,
I downloaded it. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I just went straight and bought that one. I didn't even know, because I bought my Switch like after the fact, and I bought Monster Hunter because I was like, I can't just have Bayonetta. I need another game to play.
I mean, you could.
Bayonetta.
You could have Bayonetta 1 and 2, LeRon.
Yeah, I already beat Bayonetta 1 though. I beat it back in the PS3.
I know, but this one runs at 720p and 48 frames a second.
Woohoo! Yeah. And then Monster Hunter Freedom Unite had a demo, and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite's demo was probably the best demo for the series, because not only did you have like the 14 different weapon classes, but each weapon class you fought a different boss monster.
For the demo?
For the demo, yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
So you got to see 14 different creatures, if you played that demo.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What else are you playing? Is that it?
So Horizon, Rise, and then of course the mobile card game Teppen. It's like my time sucker when I just need like a quick 5-10 minutes to game, but don't want to do anything serious. Even though technically I'm always serious because I try to hit championship. I try to hit champion tier. Each season, and then after that, it's like, okay, I got to keep my points. So it's a time sucker, but sometimes it's not a fun time sucker.
It becomes a thing.
Yeah,
It's just supposed to be fun. And it's like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm good at this. I need to get the cheat.
Yeah, there's people that are trying to crack into the top 100 because when the end of the season happens, your stats are all drawn up based on how many points and stuff you have for your matches and stuff, and you get into certain rankings and stuff like that. And once you get into the top 100, like the prize payout that you get for going into the new season is pretty nice. It gives you like a nice little bump, so you're not having to like go after assets for the new season and things like that. Well, not as many assets and stuff like that. So, but man, it gets cutthroat real fast. And given that's a worldwide game, like sometimes you'll log on and you're playing with them hardcore dudes from Japan. They're just like that. The matches are supposed to be 5 minutes long, but when you get to the active response, where like say for example you do like a buff on one of your characters, that starts an active response period where your opponent has 10 seconds to counter it or attack you, after the action period is over and things like that. So just imagine getting into a match, thinking you're gonna be in a 5-minute match, depending on if it goes the route, and then the match is over in 40 seconds.
Getting your ass whooped by some dude in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's worldwide, so you don't know where you're fighting. You're fighting someone from Japan when their name comes up and it's all in kanji.
Yeah,
I think you're just fighting a guy who works at Capcom and wants you to spend more money.
It's like playing League of Legends with Koreans.
What was that, Nellie?
I said I wanted to play Teppen, but I was at PAX when I saw it, but the line was so long.
I'll send you a friend code if you want to try it.
Oh yay!
Yeah, I'll send you a friend code. Yeah.
Oh, you went to PAX?
Yeah, I went to PAX.
No, she one of those cool kids. Goes to PAX.
PAX is awesome. I went the year my daughter was born, like right before she was born, because I was like, well, I'm not coming here anytime soon. And then, but yeah, PAX is awesome. Dude, the Nintendo booth, the line to get into the Nintendo booth is like always like 3 hours long.
Yes. Like they had split the lineup for Luigi's Mansion. They had like a whole line wrapped around, and then they had people lined up against the wall. They was like, line starts right here. I was like, no, thank you. I just want to take a picture with Luigi.
The year I went, the big games were Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, Wolfenstein, Crash Trilogy, Dead Cells.
Nice.
What else did they show there? They showed a bunch of stuff there. The No More Heroes spin-off game that came out was also there. Travis Strikes Again, I think is what it's called.
Did you see that Limited Run Games is doing a No More Heroes box set type thing?
I did.
I kind of
all
want
the
it.
games or what?
1 and 2.
It's 1 and 2, and then I think there's a download code for Travis Strikes Again because that already has a physical release. But
I'm like this close from jumping into that. This close.
It's a cool set. I've never played those games.
What was that game for the Nintendo Wii? Mad World?
Yeah.
Do you remember that game, Mad World?
Yeah.
That needs to come back.
Yeah, that was Platinum's
It was
second game,
It was actually pretty fun.
That was a sweet game.
Yeah.
Was it their second game? I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually, no, it was the third game. Because you had Bayonetta, then you had Vanquish, then you had Mad World.
They need to remake. It needs to come back out. I think if that came out for the Switch, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it needs an HD release at some point because that black and white art style is cool.
Yes.
Super cool.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
There was another game that did that. It was for the Xbox though, like original Xbox. I don't even remember what it's called.
Saboteur?
Saboteur, and then once you would like make your way through the game, like the colors started bleeding back into the world.
Yeah.
Of like places that you liberated or cleaned up or whatever. That was a cool game. Saboteur was cool. All right, well, I guess I'll talk about what I've been playing now. Destiny. Still
shocker.
Playing Destinying it up.
That's a no-brainer.
Shooting some aliens and trying to get these battlegrounds. These seasonal challenges are just no joke, some of them. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Super Mario 3D World. I'm trying to go back through and 100% eat everything, which is probably going to end at some point because, let's be honest, I'm not great at Mario. So I'm in the third world now, cleaning up everything and just getting all the stars and the stamps. And that game is a masterpiece. I don't care what anybody says. Now that they changed the movement speed of Mario and just the level design is it's so good. It's so good. So I've been playing that. I also... What were we going to say, Nellie? Who said something?
No, I was saying I need to play that.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought I mumbled it.
You do. You do need to play that. It's great. I also re-downloaded Avengers and played about a half hour of it last night.
How'd that go for you?
I played about a half hour of it.
That game could have been so good.
Like,
could have been.
The thing is like the story is super compelling. Like, I think it's cool but like just I've been on an Avengers kick lately of like watching the movies again, and LeRon and I are in a pre-pro stage of a show that we're gonna do when I come back.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to hop on because I'm a big comic nerd eventually here, man. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We should do like a collab. Do it. Let's do it.
That's sick.
I'll tell you about it after the show, Nick.
Cool.
'Cause we don't want to like pre-announce anything. But yeah, it's the story's compelling. Like, I'm really into Kamala Khan's story in this, and I'm really into like her being the force that brings the Avengers back together. Yep. But every time you see one of the Avengers or hear them talk, you just know who's playing the character, and they just look like terrible ripoffs of the MCU characters. And it's like, you should have either gone one way and changed them all up, or gone the other way and just you probably have the money to license at least the likenesses of them, so just do one or the other.
They could have.
And now with the Hawkeye stuff, like they're in the Black Panther stuff coming this fall, they're introducing the Infinity Stone. So it's like you're literally just doing the movies again at this point. Like, it just bothers me. But
it's annoying.
It could have been if it was just like a straight up kind of action game, like a multiplayer action game with skill trees instead of loot, this game could have been so much better.
They could have done an MMO for this style of game, and I think that would have been better. Instead of like games as a service type of motto, which is what they did.
Yeah,
it wasn't ready to be released. They dropped this. This is what all these companies are doing. Wasn't ready for release. They released it, threw a bunch of stuff you could buy in their store. They recoup money. They throw all that money back in the marketing. They threw Black Panther in, which is sweet, but there's a lot still missing there. And you're giving me a $5 cosmetic instead of making this game more compelling and fixing the online, which I heard was broken.
So, still is, by the way. Couldn't find there's like the multiplayer stuff within the campaign that it's optional that you can do. I couldn't. Yeah. I found a match that was like, matching you with 3 other players, and it matched me with 1. I'm like, okay, well,
how cool would it be to do like a death match too?
Yeah,
between all the MCU characters, like. You have your base game, and then you have like a death match type thing or a team death match where it's like Thor, Loki, blah 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 versus Hulk, blah 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 blah, X, Y, and Z, Blade and stuff. Like you're just whooping ass.
Yeah, and like
that would be sweet.
And like each character it's like a rock paper scissors thing where like where you balance it out to where this character matches well against this character or whatever. They could have done something really interesting with a multiplayer thing, but.
I like that idea, but wouldn't it be a little too on the nose with Ultimate Alliance? Because Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I remember earlier games you had like that Battle Royale thing in multiplayer. Which
I re-downloaded the 3rd one for Switch, and that game is arguably a better game than the Avengers, right? I mean, it's not
fair. That's fair.
It's not great, it's fun, but I also like the RPG element of that game ruins that game as well,
Yeah.
It's I would argue the RPG element is even less relevant in that game, and it's like you have to grind, and basically you're just going through the same hallways again, beating up people to level up. But like, I don't know, it did a better job of that than the Avengers did.
Beat them up, fetch quest, beat them up, fetch quest.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's like that becomes repetitive. But the way I'm thinking of like a multiplayer is big map, bordering on like a third-person view. Because I don't know if first person would work. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if first person Iron Man gauntlets up and like stuff like that'd be cool. But it's more of like an FPS type style of like multiplayer. I think that would be cool to like just see what they could do with that and like just really how in depth they could go. But again, I don't think it's gonna happen. Not with this game, at least. No way. This game is like a step away from being anthemed.
Yeah, that's the game everybody's bringing up. Is like you release the Xbox Series X and S and PS5 patch, and you're about 6 months away from being like if the Wakanda DLC is not great, game's going to be anthemed for sure.
Oh, that's checkmate. That's checkmate. The game's done. Stop development because we're losing money now.
Yeah, which is crazy because
they're already losing money. They haven't made their money back on this game yet. And they're still investing. Like, what was it? As of like, I know it's March, but as of like December, when Square reported their fiscal numbers, like they lost $70 million on this game, and they're still investing money into it, and they're like bleeding, they're hemorrhaging player base at this point.
I feel like Square just has no idea like what to do with their outside properties. Like their stuff that they develop in Japan, wonderful. Well, at least as far as they're concerned, wonderful.
It's their Western properties.
It's their Western properties, and I'm not sure like what the deal is with them. Are they having a hands-off approach, or are they having a hands-on approach that's meddling with everything that's done? We don't really know because we don't hear any insight from like people inside, like Square and Crystal Dynamics and all that. We don't know. But I mean, something's going on there because for a company as long going as Square and Square Enix, because those two companies have been around for forever. As far as like Square and Enix are about as old as Nintendo, as far as like electronic games go, stuff like that. So they know how to put out quality content. So what's going on? Like why is one half of the company, like not doing the thing,
Getting in line pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like what's happening? is no one doing marketing research to find out like what actually works outside of Japan's ecosystem, or vice versa? Is no one doing research to find out what's working in Japan and why can't they apply it to like the Western side of it?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think, I mean, you saw what happened with Hitman, right? And now it's one of the biggest success stories now that they left Square.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There was a rumor floating around that Microsoft was looking at purchasing parts of Square Enix, like Crystal and IDOS, because they're just like hemorrhaging money, and I know Square probably would like to sell them at some point, right? Just to unload them. I mean, that's what happened with the first Hitman. After that first initial release, and people liked it, but since it was episodic, people fell off, and they didn't see the return on that investment because people kept falling off. So they sold, or they, IO bought themselves back from them, and now they're independent. Now Hitman 3 is like one of the best-selling games of the year so far. And I don't know. I'm glad that they got out when they did, because what's happening with Crystal Dynamics, and I'm assuming IDOS at this point, is like, man. Because, I mean, to be fair, like, the Tomb Raider games are great. The two Deus Ex games were great.
Yeah.
There's there's a disconnect on the Western side, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I remember thinking when Square Enix, acquired IDOS, I was like, yes. I was like, this keeps these guys around for forever, and stuff like that. Right. And they're floundering just as hard as they were back in the PS2 days now.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking of Square, guys, they did have a big Square Enix Presents this week. So that happened. And
LeRon, you look sad.
There's only, I mean, so we know Outriders is coming to Game Pass because the demo was not great. The Avengers got their patch, which probably needed to be addressed at some point, but probably could have been addressed in a separate video. We knew Black Panther was coming. I think that was could have been its own thing, right? I felt like a lot of this stuff could have been its own thing. I mean, Bust a Move 4 seems cool, but did it really need to be in this thing?
Let me say this. I feel like Square Enix just threw this showcase out there to say, hey, we're not giving up on Avengers, and we're not giving up on what was the other game?
Outriders.
Outriders. Yeah. I think that's honestly what this was about, because I swear to you, everybody was going into here like, yeah, we're going to see some new stuff down the road. We're going to see some more Final Fantasy, all this stuff. We're going to see the stuff that is Square Enix. And the closest we got to Final Fantasy was Project Athia.
Yeah, which is called Forspoken now.
Forspoken, yeah.
It looks cool. That game looks cool, though. I mean, it looks great, but that could have been, if it's a PlayStation exclusive, why didn't they just put it in a Sony showcase? Like a State of Play or something.
Yeah.
One that just happened that wasn't good?
Yeah, exactly. So why would you spend your own money to do this when you could have been like, hey, Sony, pitch us a couple dollars and we'll throw you this trailer? You know what I mean? Right. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys.
Is that what they announced Life is Strange as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did announce Life is Strange. That was probably their one hit, because I tell you what, like the Tomb Raider Definitive Survival trilogy, that was dead on arrival to me. Like everyone.
And it came out the day before. It was announced the day before. And it was on stores on Thursday. Wait, what day was the event? It was on stores the day before the event. So we already knew it was there.
It would have been,
yeah. And I mean,
great trilogy, all DLC, $20. Please buy it. Awesome.
Who was prepared for all this mobile stuff? Like Square getting into the mobile.
You know who was prepared for that? Their shareholders were prepared for that. LeRon. That's who was prepared for mobile money. That's all.
The mobile money train don't stop.
I remember how the Nintendo Direct, I gave that a C-. This is like a D+.
Ooh. This did not need to happen at all. This was a waste of their time and their money to put this together, in my opinion.
And then we have people speculating that as like, oh, they're just holding back for E3. They should have held this back for E3.
That's what everyone's saying about every conference that's happened. It's like, oh, there's E3's coming, and it's like,
I'm tired of hearing that.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a cop out to me, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, why did they not just wait?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
all shot. Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, like if they revealed freaking the Life is Strange stuff at E3, it would bring down the house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but everything else in this showcase was a dud that people are barely talking about Life is Strange.
Everything in this felt like filler for somebody else's event.
Right? Yes.
And I think that's the problem.
Well, all of these conferences felt like filler.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nintendo one was just...
Hey, whoa, man. Mario Golf, dude.
That looks sweet, but that's... That okay, so you had Mario Golf, and then what else? You had
Splatoon 3's announcement.
Splatoon 3, yeah.
And Stubbs, the zombie. And that's where I was like, all right, that's cool. And then for Sony... Dude, Stubbs the zombie rules. And then for Sony, you had me at Oddworld.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was stoked on that.
Free for April, by the way.
It's what?
Free for PS5 in April, I think, right? That's one of the free games.
Yes, yes, it is. It's free.
I don't have PS5 yet.
Well,
I don't either.
To get, so.
Add to your library. Just add to your library.
It won't even let me add it to my library.
If you go through the app, it does add it because I've added every single PS5 game through the app.
Okay.
And I don't have one.
Really? Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have Maneater and Bug Snacks.
I just want to play Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Yeah,
I want to play so bad.
I did find 2 Xboxes though, so I'm good. Good to go.
Yeah,
I need to get Xboxes.
Yeah, I have a Series X in the living room and an S in my office.
So I got the
X upstairs. Yeah. Here's a question though. Is Taito owned by Square Enix now? Because I did not anticipate a Space Invaders announcement.
I think Square publishes their games in the West.
Okay.
I think they have some sort of weird publishing deal. I'm not sure. The right person to ask is not on this show today, LeRon. You want me to call him? You want me to call him and put him on speaker? I'm just kidding. I still think Forspoken was probably the highlight of this thing in Life is Strange. I mean, the trailers they showed and everything just felt like they should have been in someone else's conference. But Forspoken, that game looks cool.
Or they should have just been individual drops on YouTube, on their YouTube channel.
I mean,
that should be individual drops. That. I feel like the further along I go on this stuff, I feel like I should be doing PR for a lot of these companies now.
I know. I feel that way too. It's all right, LeRon. Our big video at the end of the year is going to be way better than any of these. So.
Yeah. I wanted to feel good about the Square Enix thing. It was the middle of a work day for me, so I even stopped my workflow for this, and I was so mad because I was like, "That's 45 minutes I cannot get back from work now."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Square Enix, like I said earlier, Square Enix, like you guys crank out some wonderful games. You guys got to just tighten up your house. And when I say tighten up your house, I don't mean start cutting people loose and putting people out of jobs and stuff. Figure out what's working, figure out what's not working, figure out how to make things more marketable, and also figure out how to put on a good marketable show.
It's what we talk about with Xbox a lot too, is like their marketing department's horrible. If it's not Halo or Gears, their marketing department's terrible, right? And I mean, they have Bethesda now, and I said their secret sauce is that they're going to bring Pete Hines in to replace Aaron Greenberg someday because he's great at marketing. Yeah, Pete Hines is great at marketing. So,
well, a lot of these game companies, I don't understand. Like, how hard is it to put money into good merchandise? Mm-hmm. And by good merchandise, I don't mean just like, here's our logo slapped on a shirt. I mean like my buddies at Final Boss, like who made this stuff, like this Half-Life shirt, right? It's sweet. I love this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts I own. How hard is it for like a company to do that instead of just getting like these lame shirts and just like they'll just be like Destiny.
Yeah, like one little graphic, there's no originality to it and stuff like that. Because I guarantee you, there are people that give them sales on like generic content.
Yeah.
But there's also people that will be like, oh, instead of paying $20 for this shirt, it's $40 for this shirt. But look at the quality.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. It's like, dude, I want to rep this. I don't watch. I think these are the games I play. But I'm not going to wear a lame shirt.
And also, I don't want to throw it in the wash and it tears apart after the first wash cycle.
Right, exactly.
And like the letters start crumbling off.
Yeah, or all the seams start coming, so it looks like the shirt's unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny just turns into Stee somewhere along the lines. It's like, all right, cool.
Man. Yeah, just the way some of these companies do things, it just boggles my mind. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, I'm hoping after all this, I go into a good marketing company.
Yeah, right. Or a bad one, and then you can be.
And then I could,
you can make your way up real quick.
And be the star.
Yeah. All right, guys, we have a few questions here, and then we're gonna play a game at the end of the episode because I said so.
We play games.
Nellie, I'm gonna warn you. Corey played some dastardly games with us on the show. I'm just gonna warn you.
Right.
I know it was like guess the game or something, and you got like 15 questions.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's brutal. Because I was sitting there behind the screen like,
yeah.
I'll be asked for, but go ahead.
I'm no longer returning to Power Blocks quiz shows. Like, man, like whoever moderates those questions,
Dude.
like they.
His name is Edward Varnell. He makes up
Those
all the
Power
questions.
Block questions are insane. I was sitting
Yeah,
there
they
the other
need
day
to be-
going, what?
Yeah, the person that handles the questions and stuff, that person needs to be fired. Needs his ass kicked.
I'm still waiting on my $10 eShop card that I won the last time. Edward.
Oh.
But if you get the question wrong, I just see Ed going, nope, that's not it, but this is it. I'm like, man, get out of here, Ed. Like, how was I supposed to know that?
Did you see how bad he did Dave Monday night?
Yeah. I was like, what's happening here?
He gave me Dave's bonus question.
Wow.
He was such a gimme too.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh. Ed, we love you. We only pick on you
we
because
do.
it's fun.
Oh, absolutely.
We do. You know what? Bring the Sony guy next time to ask the questions. I guarantee you'll have a fun show.
All right, so speaking of questions, you can email the show at bossrushnetwork@gmail.com or tweet at us, just like Sam Hall did. He says, hey guys, I have a question for you all. I know you play on multiple consoles, and I was wondering how you decide which console to purchase games for. Do you go for a balance, or do you prefer one console over the other?
I love this question. Oh my god.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I love this question.
I mean, I'm pretty involved in the Xbox ecosystem. I play most of my third-party games there. Game Pass has kind of shifted me towards that direction anyway. I do play a lot of indies and Nintendo games on Switch, obviously, but it's like if that indie game is on Game Pass, like I'll play it through Game Pass, and then if I really, really love it, I'll go and buy it on Switch just to have it portably, you know? So I play a lot of Sony exclusives through PlayStation, right? I mean, that's Nintendo and PlayStation are my exclusive boxes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, and Xbox is the place where I play the most. So I used to try to balance it out. I used to be like, okay, this game feels like a PlayStation game, so I'm going to buy it on PlayStation. And I'm just like, nah, it's easier just to stay in one ecosystem and play the other stuff separately. You know what I mean? It's just... it took me a long time to get out of that, though. Like, I used to buy everything on Nintendo, right? Like, I even on the Wii U, I bought all my third-party games there that were available there. I played them there. By the way, Watch Dogs on Wii U, terrible. Don't do it.
Which one? The first one?
The first one.
Terrible. The driving is on the moon type of shit, man.
Yeah.
Actually, Watch Dogs 1 is terrible all around, but
Yeah.
wait,
The,
but
the second was badass.
yes, that's my favorite one.
We're gonna have words on Tuesday.
Watch Dogs 1. I didn't never play. I have it free with gold on Xbox. I think the first one. I did buy the second one. I bought the gold edition for like $8 one time. It was
not
insane. I I'll get to it someday. These sales, though, man, they just show up and they're like, oh, that price is just low enough to make my someday I'll play that list.
LeRon.
Yeah, it's really like take all my damn money. I don't know when I'll play them, but here you can have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was flying through the Switch eShop this morning, and the entire Borderlands collection is $17 on the eShop right now for all three of those games, and I'm like, I already own these on Xbox, but if I could just play these portably because xCloud isn't available on iOS yet, I could just
What if
play.
on a train?
It's kind of like how I want BioShock. I have all three of them for 360, but I'm like, but it's on PlayStation now.
The entire collection on Switch is also $17 for BioShock. So. Also, I think it's on sale on Xbox right now too. Honestly,
See,
but it's that price, man. When they start putting these games in collections and they drop the price to like you could own all of them, and I'm like, oh man, I should do it.
Yes, I need it.
Yeah.
I already played this game twice on Xbox 360, but I could buy the remastered version. That's how they get you, man. This is terrible. It's terrible. Stop spending money.
it's kind of like Mass
Every
Effect.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. That BioWare and EA knew this is a guaranteed sale.
Mm-hmm.
They knew the Mass Effect Legendary Edition was a guaranteed sale.
I cannot wait.
And I mean, yeah, like another guaranteed sale. If EA will figure it out is Dead Space Trilogy.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yes,
It's on Xbox Game Pass, by the way. They're on. I can just play them.
Yeah, for the console.
Well, yeah. I have the
Luckily-
console, so I can play
Who
them.
was for PC?
Luckily for me, I already have the PC versions.
Same, yeah.
I mean, right now on the Xbox store, you can buy every single Splinter Cell game for under $25 right now.
Yeah.
That's insanity. That's
It's
not
like-
bad at all.
I'm like, you could buy them all, and I'm sitting here as we're talking, thinking about it, just staring at the Splinter Cell page, and I'm like,
Do I need it?
do I even care enough about Splinter Cell to get these? Well, for $4, I do. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
just- oh,
I do want Chaos Theory and I want Convention, and I'll be happy.
by the way, Chaos Theory is also $4 on Xbox right now.
I'm not listening, Corey.
Oh, man. So, but how do you guys balance it out?
Who wants to start
I
that?
am under the general mindset that if it looks like it fits in better a certain place, I'll get it there. Like for example, all the little quirky little indie games usually I'll get for the Switch, but using my daily driver is usually the PC, and everyone knows the main reason why is because like you can squeeze all the graphic fidelity and performance out of the games on the PC. So if it's multi-platform and it comes on PC, I'll get it on the PC. And sometimes if it comes out console first and then eventually on the PC, I'll wind up double dipping and getting it on the PC, eventually, and putting myself through the torture and strain because like 9 times out of 10 you can't convert your save file. But yeah, like so normally for me, like it's one of those things like where do I feel it had the better home at, So, sometimes it's on the Switch. Sometimes it's on PlayStation, especially if it's PlayStation exclusive. Most times it's on the PC. So I kind of do the balance thing, but I also put them all in one certain place, and that's the place I like to play at. And right now, the place I like to play at is the PC.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me, like on console, like I don't play PC games, right? I just don't. If I'm playing something, it's going to be Xbox. If it's like, especially if it's a backwards compatible game at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that huge thread about the Avengers and transferring over your PS4 save to the PS5 version and how that all works, but I don't think that game's worth doing all that. But I will re-download the game and just update it on Series X with smart delivery. Like
Right.
it just works. It just works. And I know smart delivery is such a
16 times the detail.
yeah. It's stupid, right? Like the smart delivery is such a stupid term. But the fact that everything just works when you turn on your Xbox and you don't have to do all that crap for PlayStation, it's just, man. I don't know if every game's like that. I don't have a PS5, so I don't know. But it just sounds ridiculous.
Certain games have been problematic. Like Crash was problematic. There was another game we talked about a few weeks back. Do you remember what it was, Nellie? Was problematic for the PS5 update.
I can't even. Okay.
Yeah. Like a few games have been problematic.
Yeah.
There's something going on because also like with PlayStation, like some games still haven't quite hit the benchmark for backwards compatibility. Like I know some people are still belly aching about Nier Automata.
Mm-hmm.
Even though technically it was on the initial list saying it was backwards compatible, but there's a problem with it. And I think it's more or less the just the architecture of how the game was built, not so much because the PS5 was meant to be completely backwards compatible for at least PS4 games. But if some certain games are having like an architecture problem where the PS5 backwards compatibility isn't working properly, it might lead me to believe that it was originally built on the generation prior's tech, like PS3 or Xbox 360, for example. And not so much the generation before, which is PS4 and Xbox One. That's my logic behind it. I just theorize stuff sometimes, and sometimes I'm right, other times I'm wrong.
Well, anybody else have anything to say on this topic?
Me personally, I just buy whatever. I don't really have a set mindset.
Yeah.
You don't have a bias, Typo Queen of the Crossroads PlayStation podcast? You don't have a bias?
I really don't. Well, I guess, okay. I'll put it like this. If it's a shooter, it feels right on Xbox to me. That's just to me. And
I think that's a general gaming consensus for a lot of people, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, for example, I know Back 4 Blood is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No,
I'm not buying that on PlayStation. I can tell you that right now.
You want that on PC?
I'm buying that on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels right.
The staggered sticks for shooters for some reason just feels way better.
Yeah, it does. It feels comfortable. But like a platform or like an action game, I mostly go to PlayStation for that. If I want like some type of indie game, I play it on Switch. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'm playing like some sort of platformer, it feels better on PlayStation for sure because I like, especially a 2D one where you can use the D-pad, right? It just feels better at a level playing, like at a level playing, right? It just feels way better.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, there are the PC people who play with mouse and keyboard and just assume and are usually right that they're better than everyone. So
wow.
I'm not adept like that. I am not. Like I tried a WASD thing a few times, and I mean it's a struggle for me on Cyberpunk, but I'm trying to definitely play that, the way CD Projekt Red wants you to play it, which is WASD.
Right.
I'm trying. I never completely adapted to WASD, and that's bad for me saying that I'm a PC gamer and stuff like that. But
yeah, you're terrible. You're a fake PC nerd.
My legacy was on console, so 9 times out of 10 when I play a PC game, like I usually have a PlayStation controller.
I know a lot of cats who do that though, man. People who bought the PS5 controller just to put and play with their PC games.
Yeah,
it works wonderfully.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, I'm used to playing on a PC, but like everyone on this show has said so far, it depends on the game. If it's an FPS, I'm playing it on PC. Because to me, mouse and keyboard is natural, right? Because I've conditioned myself to where if I'm trying to play an FPS with controller, having to put my finger on the joystick and it just turn doesn't work. Whereas with the mouse, I can flick and I'll get my shot off. But for a platform where I feel natural on PlayStation 4, or like a Dark Souls game, it feels natural on Sony to me. And if I play on an Xbox, I feel kind of odd. It feels weird playing those games on an Xbox. But like on a PlayStation, like I said, Dark Souls feels natural. That's why with PS5, I want that so I can play Demon Souls. But yeah, I don't have a bias towards any ecosystem or community or console. I like to have them all for the tech aspect too. Like I like to have the new consoles. That way I can have them and be like, hey, I'm playing on this new piece of hardware. this is how it's running so far. I've had every Xbox right when it's dropped. I've had every PlayStation right when they dropped, except for the PS5 now. So, yeah.
Probably not your fault you don't have one. It's just you can't find one.
Oh, I'm gonna. If I ever run into a scalper, I'm gonna strangle him with the power cord. Strangle them. It's bullshit. Sorry, but it sucks. Like,
yeah,
it's a hard year.
There's so many people out there that are still trying to find these consoles, and it's just like, man, I don't know if these consoles were readily available. These consoles would be like knocking the old generation out of the park in terms of fastest sales of console.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? It's just like, because they already said PlayStation 5 was the fastest selling PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
imagine if these things were readily available and scalpers weren't getting to them. Like, it would be insane.
They need to allow us to be able to pre-order, though. That's the problem I'm having. Like,
Yeah.
and I understand
Yes.
scalpers could. I get to that, but if you are, there could be systems in place here to make this harder for scalpers and those bots.
Mm-hmm.
There are tricks and loops you could do to kill a bot in its tracks,
Mhm.
right? To where
Even-
a consumer is able to buy it.
Even if you like, as much as I don't like talking about GameStop, like if you're a pro member at GameStop,
Yeah.
you should be able to get first dibs on pre-ordering the next round of consoles. And then your name goes on a list, right? And
Yeah.
they give you those consoles in order, right? Like, if your name comes up, they call you, and you have 48 hours to go get it. And if you don't, they're going to sell it to the next guy. You know what I
That
mean?
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your name just gets pushed further down the list because you didn't pick yours up.
Yep.
You know?
That's too much like right for GameStop.
No, that makes too much sense.
Yeah.
So, man, speaking of GameStop, I love my Game Informer magazines while I'm, taking a poop, right? Like, I love reading them, or, while I'm laying in bed or something. But the fact that Game Informer is tied so directly to GameStop just makes me upset. All right, anyways, we're going to move on before I get really upset
I'm mad all
over
again.
something that doesn't matter to anyone. Our buddy Greg Osterman III writes in, "Hello, fellow gamers. I figured I'd give some love to the Boss Rush fam. He has two questions here. He says, one, is there any particular game that makes you hungry and crave any particular type of food?
I have a weird answer for that.
What is it?
And then you start first.
Yeah, if it's
Okay.
weird, you have to go first. And make the rest of us feel terrible.
Or make the rest, or give us an opportunity to ridicule you.
Yeah.
That's fine too. I'm So there is one particular game called Dead Rising,
Oh, God.
and every time I play Dead Rising, I need to eat Mongolian beef. I don't know why. It just feels right.
What is that?
Mongolian beef? Is that what you said?
Oh, Mongolian beef. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard.
I don't know why.
I heard something else. I'm not gonna repeat it.
I don't know. It just seems right. I can't play the game without eating it. So
Is there like a healing factor in that game too if you eat that? I thought it was. I thought like that would heal. I thought that heals you in Dead Rising.
well,
like
yeah,
food.
food does, but in reality, it's like
Oh no, Mongolian beef's not gonna heal you in reality.
No, if anything, it's going to clog your
Makes
arteries
you
even
happy.
faster.
Makes you happy though.
yeah,
Oh,
or
man.
like
I feel like my answer's boring now.
oh, why?
I don't know. I mean, it's just like the traditional thing of like, anytime I play multiplayer Halo or anything with anybody, it just reminds me of like the LAN parties and the pizza parties we used to have when I was younger, and pizza or nachos and salsa or whatever. Like, it's just like the dumb, boring food, right? It just, I don't know. It's just that kind of stuff that it reminds me of. Although for some reason, anytime I play games later than like 10 o'clock now, I feel like I have to eat the entire box of Cheez-Its that's in our cupboard.
Whoop, whoop.
Why, you ask? I don't know. Because it's the easiest, quickest snack that I can have without making a lot of noise.
If I can get these dudes to come make me food, LeRon.
Are you
Yes.
there? Oh, I just sent.
I'm
I just
looking
sent
at
a
it.
video- I
That
just
looks
sent a
so
video
good.
to you guys in the chat, and I'll put it on Twitch chat when it gets to my turn too.
So I was gonna say Portal only because of the cake. I don't even like cake.
Oh
When I play
yeah,
that game,
yeah, that's a good one.
I don't even like cake. I'm just like, oh, you know what? The cake. I kind of want the cake, even though it's a lie. But now I'm kind of vibing with Monster Hunter World because holy shit, those skewers look good.
Yes.
Yeah, in Monster Hunter World, every time the cat cooks something, makes me really hungry.
Oh, look at the shrimp.
Just
It's
for like,
it's like
not-
5-star dining.
I know. It's like, man, jeez.
Oh, look at that pork butt.
I want the cat.
I need a cat chef. I need my wife's
Right?
lazy. I need my wife's lazy cat to learn how to be a 5-star
Yeah, my
chef.
cat sucks.
Yeah. You know what my cat does? Begs for food all day.
Thanks
That's all, that's all my cats do.
So, also, it shits in the bathroom, not in the litter box. It walks past the litter box to the bathroom. It shits in there. Yeah, it's weird.
We just got one of those robot things. The big litter box that
Yeah.
just like
That
pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I don't know why it's cool. Pretty cool.
Also, Final Fantasy 15 always makes me hungry. I don't know if you guys played that game, but Final
No, I
Fantasy
did not.
15.
uh,
One of the party members is a chef, and he likes to cook things.
Yeah.
It actually boosts your stats for like the day.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So
There's a couple games like that.
Pikmin 3 also makes me really thirsty because like you harvest the fruit to make juice, and like the juice always looks really good, even though it's just like, I don't know, pixelated, colored, whatever. But it always looks really good, the juice in Pikmin. So
Or like when I'm playing The Sims. Sims make me hungry.
why? I haven't played The Sims since the first one, but in the first one I was like, don't they just cook brown circles?
That's kind of
No, like some of the pictures on there, I'd be like, oh, that looks good. I wonder is that a real recipe?
Man. All right, so Greg's second question is, what are some of your hobbies outside of games? Well, LeRon's is lifting weights.
that's one of them.
Nellie's is homework.
Kind of.
But
I have a few hobbies.
yeah, what are your guys' hobbies outside of video games?
I read, I write, I used to dance. I need to get back into it, fitness wise. Yeah, and I like driving around, listening to heavy metal music.
Oh, you just drive around and listen to music. Do you listen by yourself or do you listen with friends? I mean,
Oh, just me.
I don't like other
And I'm
people
learning
either.
guitar. I guess that's a hobby.
Nice. Nick?
My baby.
I spend money I don't have is one of my hobbies. So I buy as many collectibles and I collect vinyl, build computers as well. Whenever I can, I get back into that hobby. But those are pretty much my hobbies. And reading comics. Like I just picked up the latest Keanu Reeves comic, Berserker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's badass.
Is it?
It's sweet. Yeah, I'd buy it.
Whoop, whoop.
And then Spawn Universe is coming out. So McFarlane's whole Spawn universe, so that's gonna be sweet. Yeah, I basically just spend money
Yeah.
when I don't have the money to spend.
Yeah.
Because I should be paying rent, but then I see something sweet, and then I spend money on that, and I'm like, all right, well, we'll figure it out at the end of the month.
Risk eviction.
Yeah,
I see
you
your
gotta risk it, man.
I see your Spawn back there though. It's cool. On
Yeah,
your shelf.
that was the Kickstarter Spawn too. So that's like McFarlane threw out a Kickstarter for Spawn to recreate the first Spawn toy that came out, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's like $40, man. It's not bad. Shouldn't have done
Question.
it. Good. Yes,
Is Madrid your soccer team? I guess.
one of them. I like
Okay.
Liverpool is who I support though.
Ah,
So I'm a
okay.
big Liverpool supporter. That flag. We were at me and my fiance were at an arcade in Michigan called Pinball Pete's. It's in Ann Arbor. And the Real Madrid game just got out, and there was a bunch of like drunk frat kids all around, and they were in the arcade acting like tools. And I don't know, some like drunk kid put his flag down. My fiance's like, "Oh, Nick would like that." So she cut it off his little flagpole and put it in her purse. She's like, "All right, it's time to go." And I was like,
Nice.
I was like, "Why? We just got here. I wanted to play games." She's like, "Let's go eat and come back." And she's like, "I got it." I was like, "Oh, cool.
That's awesome. That's cool." LeRon.
Mainly for me, outside of the stuff that you guys know about, like I like to write. Like it's something I need to actually get back into. Like I just started writing for the Boss Rush writing team, but I like the actual fiction and sci-fi stuff. So so that's one of my things. That's how I used to pass my summers away as a kid. Like didn't matter. Like I'd spend the entire summer writing stories and doing stuff in books, and people thought I was like this big nerd because I'm carrying around notebooks and stuff. So I was like, oh, he just loves going to school and stuff. But no, I wasn't one. It was like I just like writing and creating things and stuff like that. Of course, like I'm also big into tech. Like I'm always. I feel like I've been tinkering a lot now with a lot of technology and stuff. Like it's now like cameras and recording equipment and all this stuff, and it's not just because of Boss Rush. Like I mean, like it. But it's becoming a thing. Like I mean, I've got like four different types of phones around me right now, some tablets and stuff like that. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. Like like Nick, I just spent money I really shouldn't have on a camera.
That's fair.
I'm waiting for it to deliver right now though. So
didn't you just get a
here.
new camera?
I got access to a camera, but I actually have my own new camera now. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe actually sent me a link to the new. He sent me a thing in our Twitter DM section where he sent me the new microphone that he got. I was like, man, that looks expensive, but I would like one. And I was like, how much
did you get?
I don't know what it's called. It's like one of them big, huge professional mics. Let me see if I can find it here.
Is it a Rode?
Hey man,
those boys are nice.
I don't know. It's where did he go? There it is.
I want to get the Rodecaster.
It's
yeah.
SM7B legendary
Oh, so sure.
vocal. Yeah. Yes. SHURE right there, big on the box. Yes.
Yeah. See how expensive this is.
That's
$400 goddamn dollars.
Yeah, that's what he got.
Yo, audio equipment is a trip.
Yeah, it is.
Like price wise, it is.
Yeah. So
as low as $9 a month for 48 months.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, that's 4 years you're paying that off.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, that just pass. It is a nice looking microphone though, and I would
it is.
Would really like
You
it.
know what? As far as like audio and stuff, I do want a turntable. I think that'd be so much fun. So I am looking at a turntable for like almost $1,900. Spending money that I shouldn't, but
It feels like I just had a brain bleed just now hearing that.
Yeah, when I hear that much money, my entire heart just sinks.
I know.
No.
I think, wow, we're going to be spending that next month on a child. So,
Yep.
yep.
So that's going to be fun.
Yep.
Well, for me, usually it used to be art, and I used to do a lot all the time. But the last thing I actually drew or painted was in like 2018 or something. So I did just order a bunch of stuff though. I did just order some things for drawing that I'm really excited to do. Mostly because of the project LeRon and I are going to talk about. It got me into. I was like, man, if I could just do some of these cool pencil drawings to do for like thumbnails and stuff would be cool. Like a hand drawn thumbnail for our show would be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. I like playing with my kid mostly because her toys are fun, and that's not weird at all if you have a kid. So, but yeah, that's kind of it for me. I like watching some TV shows. Like I'm not like a huge movie guy or anything, but you like what you like, so I watch what I like and then skip everything else.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean my go-to hobby is video games, right? Like I have very limited amount of time, and that's if I was to prioritize hobbies, that's the first one. So, although I can't figure out what to play now, because like as much as I love Destiny, I want to play other games than Destiny. So,
we were also supposed to be playing Cyberpunk for the next 400 years, but I guess that's not happening.
I spent 28 hours in it, and I played it, and I was like, this game is good.
There are so many things about the game that I do genuinely like. Mm-hmm. And then you just dig deeper, and it's like, dude, like there you can tell there are systems waiting to be implemented. Mm-hmm. Like you could see things. Like it's not like a schizophrenic. You could see things, man. But like you could see like the rail systems that are ready to go when that code is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're patching it right now with 1.2, and the illusion of the police are further and all that. It's cool, but it's a Band-Aid, right? Mm. But like that's the problem though. Again, Cyberpunk was supposed to be this game that's supposed to take up all of our time.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what game came out in 2021. That was the game we were playing, and that didn't happen. And now the entire game industry is shifted. It seems like it's not just because CDPR, but that's like what I've noticed. Like they made such a big blunder that this is where we are now. Mm-hmm. Whereas I don't know what to play right now. No idea.
Yeah. I was trying. I want to play some of these Bethesda games too. Like I want to go back and play some of these games that I missed out on or just didn't finish. Like I said, I was played some Doom the other day and it was great, but I don't know. I'm struggling.
Oh, I get it.
All right. You guys want to play some video game 20 questions?
Sure.
Sure, I'll fail at it, but
yeah, I'll fail at it.
It's fine. We all do.
Let me get my trusty pen and paper ready.
I'm actually drawing in a Photoshop, so I might have to switch over to take notes. But
wow. All right. So here's the rules. You have 20 questions to guess the game that I'm thinking of. You have 19 questions, and your 20th question has to be a guess. And yeah, that's the game. And let's try not to let me edit out 13 minutes of dead air like I did the other day for when Stoy was on.
It wasn't Stoy's fault though.
It's true.
You were throwing some brain busters out there.
Was I though? I feel like that game was really easy.
Actually, once we got the answer, it was obvious. Once we got the answer, because yeah.
I mean, what was the game you were thinking about last week?
I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
So,
but basically the lineup of the clues just really threw us into way past left field.
Yeah. It's fine.
All right. I'm ready for you.
I am ready.
Let's do this.
All right, let me make sure I have all the information here for my game that might be relevant. But I'm ready.
I forget. Do we ask a question first, or do you give the hint first? I can't remember.
No hints until after question 15, LeRon.
Okay. Okay. All right. I couldn't remember. It's been a little bit.
Actually, there should be no hints at all. But you guys did so terrible the last time.
Damn.
Also, I'm partially convinced that when Josh was in the chat and I told him what the answer was, he messaged LeRon to tell him what the answer was.
He did not. Actually, Josh, if I remember reading the chat chain correctly, even Josh was thrown when we finally got to Conker.
Yeah. He said his first guess was Psychonauts based on the questioning. But
I thought it was a Tim Schafer game until you said something and I was like, oh, that eliminates Tim Schafer. You said something, I couldn't remember what it was, but yeah. All right. Who wants to ask the first question? Or you want to ask?
I think you should.
Yeah, okay. LeRon, you have to ask first now. You've been appointed the leader.
All right.
Our fearless.
This is going to be your game in 2 weeks, LeRon, so you better.
All right. Is your game a sports title?
No.
All right. That's question number 1.
Oh, I think. Okay.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. We'll slow
Is
you
it
down if you start shooting a bunch of duds. We'll slow you down.
Is it a third-person shooter?
No.
Damn.
All right.
Is your game sci-fi at all?
No.
Okay, that's 3 questions.
Oh yeah, let me be tallying it up. 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
All right. All right. Is it a? Okay, this is where you have to be specific sometimes with your questions. So just bear with me here.
Okay.
Is it an exclusive?
No.
Okay, that's 4. Is this game from last generation? So PS4, Xbox One era.
Did it originally release on last gen? Is that what you're asking?
I wasn't asking that question, but you know what? I will say that if we include the Nintendo Switch.
It was not originally released on last gen.
All right, so not a last gen title. All right.
Okay.
It's 5 already.
We need to nail. We need to nail
man.
down that genre. We need to nail down the genre.
Okay, you said it wasn't a shooter.
Not a shooter and not sci-fi.
Is this game an action adventure game?
No.
What?
All right, not action adventure. Okay.
So that's 6.
Yeah, I got 6. I got
Puzzle game. Is it a puzzle game?
I wouldn't. Man, I wouldn't consider this a puzzle game. No, it's not. It's
well,
not.
if it's not.
It's not a
Well,
puzzle
if it's
game.
not.
It's
Well,
not
it's not a puzzle game. If it's not a puzzle game, then it has to be a platformer.
Ooh. There we go.
Is that your question? Is it a platformer?
That would be my question because of the way you gave me the answer for the puzzle part. That makes me feel like it's a game that has puzzle elements in it, but it's not a puzzle game specifically.
I mean, Zelda has a lot of puzzle-y stuff in it. I wouldn't consider that a puzzle game.
I was not going to ask for the RPG. So
Is that your question, though? Is it a platformer?
yeah, question number 8 is it a platformer?
Yes, it is a platformer.
Yes.
Did this game originally released for Nintendo?
Like, can you be more specific on
Like,
that?
did this game start out on Nintendo and then did it go on to other systems after, or was it for everything?
It was not. It's a third-party game. I'll just throw that.
All right, that was question number 9. Wait. I don't like the way he answered that question because your question was, did it launch on Nintendo? But it's a third-party game, so technically it could.
It was a multi-platform release when it released.
But it did not.
Okay.
Oh, I did say it was exclusive. So okay. All right. So third party. Okay, that was question number 9. Nellie, you want to take another crack?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. So it is a platformer. It's a third-party game. It is not shooter, sci-fi, action adventure. Oh, it doesn't matter on that. Not from last gen.
That's a third party.
Let's see.
I feel really good about this one.
For the sake of dead air.
Is there a character leveling system in this game?
No.
Okay.
All right, so it is not stats based.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
That was number 10. All right. All right. Not stats based. Platformer. Third party.
Is this game does this have an open world to it, like a sandbox at all?
No.
Okay, so small,
Okay, so it's,
linear.
No sandbox.
Is it multiplayer? Did we ask it?
No, we have not asked that.
Okay, is it multiplayer?
It is multiplayer.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
That's question. That was 12.
Good question, Nellie.
That is a good question.
Uh.
All right. I'm about to ask a really specific. Wait. Multi-platform? No, I'm not going to ask a really specific question.
Oh,
Third party.
No.
Third
don't ask
party.
that question.
Third party. Multi-platform. Multiplayer.
It's fit.
Third party. Multi-platform. Multiplayer. I'm going to step off camera for a moment. I need to look at my library for a moment.
I don't. LeRon, based on your tastes in games, I don't think this is going to be in your library.
Oh, that felt like a burn. Oh my god.
Ooh,
It was more of a hint than a burn, but you can take it how you want. It's fine.
What game is this, man?
It is not in my wheelhouse of games, basically.
I mean, it might be. I don't know that much about your taste in games, but judging by how you talk about certain games, I'd feel like this would not be in your wheelhouse.
Hey, that might be a big clue, actually. Now I think about games I trash a lot.
Is your character a human?
No.
So, non-human character. Okay, that was question 13.
That was a very good question there, Nick.
Go, Nick. Nick has the answer. Go ahead, Nick.
Hero.
I do.
Non-human hero.
I will.
Yeah, it probably is not going to be a game I play. Because
I was gonna throw out a game, but I was like, it's too early for that.
I just sat back and thought about all the games I play, and outside of games like Ratchet and Clank and stuff, like I most of my games have like all the heroes are humans.
Non-human character.
Oh god, he's gonna nail me with this one.
I kind of want to call out a game, but I'm not going to do it yet.
I think we're on the same wavelength.
If you guess, you lose, though.
So we have to expand.
I mean, you could talk amongst yourselves about the game, but if you ask me a specific game.
So we need to expend six. We need to expend 6 more questions before we can make our guess.
Yeah.
So let's just keep trying to nail it down. All right, and this next question is number 14. Non-human hero. Non-human hero.
Mm-hmm.
Non-human hero.
Well, non-human protagonist.
Non-human yeah. Hero protagonist.
LeRon seems upset.
And it's not.
I tried it. Thank you.
I'm getting there.
LeRon's face right now is hilarious. You guys are on the right track. You guys are like.
Has this game been remade recently?
One of this game's sequels has been re-released this gen.
Okay.
Ooh. So this game. Oh, I might be back in the game now. This one of this game's sequels. Oh, come on!
What?
Come on!
What?
Okay.
You think you got LeRon?
Come on! No way. All right, we keep going. That was question number 14. Number 15.
No. Look at cousin in the chat.
No, it's like no, don't you dare.
No. Look at cousin in the chat.
I see it. That's funny.
I hate her. She's getting banned. She's getting banned on Crossroads chat Tuesday. Okay, question number.
Number 15.
I'm gonna be specific here for a moment.
Oh God.
Did this game have a terrible rollout on PS5?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was obviously specific.
Not that I'm aware of, but no. It's not Crash if that's what you were trying to get at.
No, I'm.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's where I was going.
I was that close, yeah.
No,
That's where I
I'm
was
thinking of
going.
another game, but I don't want to call it yet because I might be wrong.
Don't call the game. Just ask a question around it. Oh, we're on question 16, so technically we can get a hint now. Technically.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but
I mean, you like us, right? Right, Corey?
We're buddies.
depends on what day it is, LeRon.
You like us.
We'll play Saturday.
I haven't made demands for Monster Hunter assets or anything like that. No, not me.
I haven't
you
asked
mean
for
the ones
$10 either, Corey. So
the one that I told you would
yeah.
be done last weekend and still sitting in my to-do list folder.
I haven't been pressed about it, honestly. I mean,
I know.
yeah, also we're not holding a $10 eShop card for hostage either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ed.
Ed got called out again on this episode.
Would you like a $10 eShop card? I mean, it's a gift, not a bribe.
Do I want one? I mean, I still have $30 sitting in my account for no reason at all.
It's
So
just 10 extra bucks, man. It's right there. All you gotta do is just reach out.
could.
I could pass you my $100 PlayStation.
Whoa, what?
$100.
Oh, ma'am.
You want me to give you the answer for $100 in PlayStation gift card?
Nellie, big spending.
He will break his own rules. He'll break his own rules for that.
You can have my $100 PlayStation
$100 is your
gift card.
$100 is your price, bro.
I like how cheap that is, Corey. I like your bargain here.
I know how much a good time.
I
costs
mean,
to
she's
beat down.
offering $100, but I would have done it for 20. Oh man.
So we're on question 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on 6.
Does it involve aliens?
No. Not to my knowledge, at least. I don't.
Is this a long-running title?
Yeah. Yeah. About 20-ish or so years, I would say.
Long running.
Maybe
title.
longer. Probably longer. I don't know.
All right, that was 17.
I don't know how time works anymore. I still think 1990 was like 10 years ago. So,
Same.
man.
Is it a Ubisoft owned title?
No.
Okay, so not Ubisoft. Okay, so that definitely killed everything that I thought it could have been.
Wait, who made this game I'm thinking about? Can we look up or?
Researching is ill-advised.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
Do you want a hint?
Okay.
Do you want a hint?
Yes.
We would love a hint, please.
Okay. So
What was that?
it is classified as a platformer across multiple links I just clicked on, but I think maybe it's a little not quite a platformer, but also kind of a puzzle-ish game, but not really a puzzle game. Like I said earlier.
What the hell does that mean?
And it's like a 20-year-old title?
Yeah.
Platformer puzzler. 20 plus year title.
Mm-hmm.
What question are we on?
I got nothing.
Are you a dragon in this game?
No.
I thought about that.
No.
I just wasted a question
so-
on that. So
all right,
No,
so-
you're good.
All right. So it's not Spyro,
No.
which my head was in that direction.
I'm still thinking about this game, but
All right, this is the last question.
Hmm.
Corey's gonna win. Hot damn.
What is going on here, man?
Do you want to... Man.
Corey's gonna win.
okay, if we lose it, can I call out my game?
Yeah. Man, I don't want to give you too many more hints because it's going to give it away.
All right, so is this the final clue?
There are multiple playable characters in this game, but they're all the same
playable characters.
race, I guess.
Can I,
Species?
Dan? Can I
Race?
just call it out and we just lose and walk away with our heads
I
held
know
high?
it's question 20 anyway, so I mean, If you want to,
I thought this was question 19.
I thought we just asked 19.
No, I thought we just asked 19.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you one bonus question then.
Yeah, when Nick asked if your character was a dragon, that was 19.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it has multiple playable characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same race, but they're non-human.
Okay.
I feel like Nellie knows the answer.
I think she does too. I think that's the crazy part.
Yeah, I put my money on Nellie.
And I guarantee
Oh
you.
no! Don't put your faith in me.
No, I guarantee you, if we get it wrong and Corey tells us the answer, you're gonna be like, that was kind of what you were in the wheelhouse of thinking. Anyway,
20+ year franchise.
plus years, multiple playable characters. They're not human.
One of the sequels has been re-released on this gen.
Yeah.
What are we? He's gonna say it. And I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
I want to say it so bad, but I'm like, I don't want to mess nothing up.
Right?
I'm
Say it,
losing
Nelly.
my goddamn.
Say it.
Is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Debuting.
Watch it be like the other game I was thinking about, but go ahead.
Debuting on GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance is the Sega published titled Super Monkey Ball.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I mean
That
by
makes sense.
See what I mean by it's classified as a platformer, but there's maybe a little bit of a puzzle element in it.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Good pick. And yes, you were right. Yeah, I think I maybe played like 10 minutes of a demo on on a GameCube of that game.
Yeah.
For a minute, I was thinking Ape Escape too, and I was like, Ape Escape. But like,
Ape Escape. I think Ape Escape was only on PlayStation though.
I thought eventually they jumped over to Xbox too. I thought. I could be wrong.
And yeah, there was a couple times where I was thinking Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, because those are some games on current systems right now.
Well,
that had a sequel.
Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD re-released on Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 on October 29th, 2019.
Oh, okay.
It was the third game, I think, in that series, which is also the worst one. But,
Damn.
Okay.
so that was, man, I thought you guys were going to get it. I thought Nelly was going to get it. I really did.
No, like Monkey Ball's never been my thing. So.
I know, that's why I said LeRon probably hates this game.
So I feel targeted. I feel profiled today.
Wow.
Good going, Corey.
I know, sorry.
Not cool, man.
I picked Super Monkey Ball, so I'm racist towards LeRon.
It was like he looked at me and he was like, "This guy never plays this type of game." Boom.
Was I wrong?
That's not the point. That's not how.
That is the point.
That is not the point.
That is the point. Was I?
Actually, I never played it, so I'm like, oh, okay, I wouldn't have got that anyway. So.
Oh man.
Prince of Persia would have been a wrong guess, by the way, Mom. Prince of Persia would have been a very wrong guess.
Man, that was cool though.
I like the fact she pointed out Blink the cat though.
Yeah,
that was a good call.
Blink,
I'll save that.
Yeah.
I'll save that for next week. Blink's the Time Sweeper.
Oh.
Why is that game not backwards compatible? By the way, Microsoft. Because it's a terrible game. It's a terrible game anyway. It's fine. Oh, it is. It's $10. $10. Gross. For Blinks. Phil, we're gonna have a big talk about Blinks the Time Sweeper. Just kidding. We're not, because A, nobody wants to talk about Blinks, and B, I'm never gonna get to talk to Phil Spencer, so it doesn't matter.
Give it
Never say never.
All right. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching us live here on twitch.tv/BossRushGames Live. Thank you for listening to us on podcast services. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Remember to leave us a nice review or subscribe or whatever that the subsequent term is for wherever you watch us. Nick, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really glad we finally got to do a thing together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
Yeah. You want to remind everybody where they can find you at?
Yeah, you can find WASD and Beyond on Twitter and Instagram at Beyond WASD. you don't have to follow me if you don't want to. But if you want to, my handle is flies.avi on Instagram and Twitter. Or I think Chub Life Nick. It's one of them. You'll see me in the Boss Rush Twitter pages, commenting on everyone's shit and sharing everything. So you'll see me around. I promise.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to get you on more than just this. So
I'm down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to Crossroads anytime.
Just let me know when. I'll be there.
Nellie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Planet Nellie. Nellie is spelled N3LLIE. You can find me on Twitch at Bratface_87. And you can find me on PlayStation Crossroads on Tuesday nights.
Nice. LeRon?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on social media at Exodus803, EXODUS803. Crossroads is every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Exodus803. I am partnered with the Boss Rush Games family. So, yeah, so give us all the love. Show up there. And my gamer tag is Exodus803 on practically every platform I'm on, except for Nintendo Switch, because they have that crazy...
You don't know your Switch friend code? How dare you?
I don't know mine.
I don't know mine either.
The Switch... Well, until Monster Hunter comes out, the Switch is my least played console.
That's fair. I mean, I haven't played my Switch really, like, in well over, like, a year. Like, seriously, except for Mario 3D World, so... Anyways, you can find me at I am CoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at CoreyNHD on Twitch. You can find me on various things around here on Boss Rush Games, only for another week and a half or so, because I'm going to be taking a baby break.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Literally,
and then it becomes LeRon Rush Games.
Oh god.
There we go.
And everybody unsubscribes. So
Wow.
God, he's flexing all day.
It'll be like the blip. They'll barely recognize that you're gone. It'll be like the blip. Wait, is that how the blip works? Like I forget.
Look, I mean, if they mistake me for you, LeRon, I'm so pale that the light just gleams through me. Okay,
Oh, that's terrible.
That's why I wear a black shirt, so nobody can see through me. Anyways.
That's why I got tattooed.
Again, thanks, Nick, for joining us. Thank you, Nellie. Thank you, LeRon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, we love you. Goodbye.